The cryptocurrency market has plummeted after China announced it's banning all transactions involving digital tokens in one of the harshest crackdowns on the industry. The world's largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, has plunged 8%, while its main rival Ether has fallen almost 12% after China's central bank made the announcement. The People's Bank of China says services offering trading, order matching, token issuance and derivatives for digital currencies are now strictly prohibited. The PBOC has added that overseas crypto exchanges providing services in mainland China are now also illegal. Earlier this year, Beijing cracked down on crypto mining, which is the energy-intensive process that verifies transactions and creates new units of the digital currencies. Daniele Bianchi is a cryptocurrency analyst in London. He's also an associate professor of finance at Queen Mary University. He explains how China's cryptocurrency ban could affect the future of digital tokens around the world.
It's a part of a long process, so there's nothing really new here. So they shut down the exchanges a few years ago, and then they moved on the mining centers, and now they're ultimately banning all of the trading activity really. So it's part of a long process. And part of the reason is to keep control on capitals and all of the trading activity that is inherently speculative when it comes to cryptocurrency markets. So now at the beginning, for instance, yesterday there was this news that in Dubai, contrary to China, now trading is made fully legal. So I don't see any other countries that is following suit China in banning all of the trading activity. I think the China move is part of a big picture of introducing their own digital currencies, while at the same time basically shutting down any other competition. So I don't see any other country following closely. But it's true that the regulatory framework when it comes to crypto moves fast and is sort of unpredictable as well. Well, if we see, for instance, what happened a couple of months ago when all of the mining activity was banned, market plumbed, but basically recovered, in the space of a few days and weeks. So I don't see any reason why the short-term fluctuation should persist in the long term. So I'm expecting a full rebound in a matter of few days and weeks. But as I said, it's a highly volatile market and it's very hard to predict. So you never really know at the end, but I'm kind of optimistic in that sense.
Staying in China, where property giant Evergrande has kept investors in the dark over more than $80 million in interest payments due this week. There's been no word on when or even if that money will ever come. Some workers across the firm's many businesses say they've also been waiting for paychecks for months. Paolo Montecillo has the details.
These construction workers took jobs at one of China's largest real estate empires for the promise of a reliable income. Their hopes have now been dashed as the Evergrande group falls deeper into a financial hole.
Some are still working here, but there aren't that many. We haven't been paid since April. I have not even got a cent for food.
He's one of many waiting in limbo. The company missed the deadline for a payment of more than $80 million in interest due on Thursday. There's a 30-day grace period before it's an official default, but investors have been left wondering whether the money will ever come.
They've obviously been sort of scrabbling around trying to raise cash, trying to sell assets. They've been cutting prices of their properties to try and raise some revenue, but it's looking increasingly difficult.
Evergrande has more than $300 billion in debt on its books. The money was used to build more than 1 million homes across China on the expectation that prices and demand would stay high. They didn't, a result of tougher government regulation and the coronavirus pandemic. And it's a bad bet that could have an effect on the entire sector.
If you're a highly leveraged, smaller Chinese property developer and you're trying to raise offshore money or even onshore money, you may find that those doors are now closed to you.
As investors wait, the government has told provincial officials to prepare for any unrest among the company's customers and suppliers. And in a signal that a bailout won't come, Beijing's warned investors they may have to take the loss. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.